One of the things I will be talking about in these spontaneous clips are pictures. Those of you who are fellow historians of your own family know how much of a crucial role pictures play in everything we do. How there are pictures and how there are pictures, meaning ones which really reach out and grab you. This is one of them for me.
It says on its back, 1952, the year I was born. It mentions 3 of them by name. The 4th is written as Daddy, meaning Sylvester Gaines Sr., because as I use my Photoshop to print down in this corner, photo by Sylvester Gaines Jr., who was my Uncle Seal. And as was Uncle Seal's habit, ensuring that he received credit wherever it was due. I can still remember him telling me, "Yeah, Ricky, I took that picture of them down south." This is Matthew. This is Fred. This is Dwelly. And this is Sylvester Sr., my grandfather. Uncle Seal told me that Dwelly was afflicted on one side of his body and walked with a noticeable limp. As Uncle Seal put it, that still did not prevent Dwelly from indulging in certain of life's pleasures, because, as he said, Dwelly told him in a half whisper, while the other 3 walked briskly along, "Let's you and I slow down a bit so I can have a little sip of this here that I have in my pocket." This happens to be the only known image of Dwelly ever in existence. There is one more picture of the 3 of these, taken I believe the same day, which is another picture that I have of Matthew. And then the other was given me to copy a few years ago of Matthew seated. Fred happens to be the only one of the Gaines males who comes in second to Sylvester in the number of photographs of him which exists. Indeed, in addition to this one, there are at least 2 others taken at different times of Fred and Sylvester together, which indicates to me a sort of closeness they shared as brothers. Incidentally, there exists not a single picture I have ever come across of any of the Gaines brothers in which they are with any of the Gaines sisters. Not saying they were never taken. I'm just saying I have never come across any that I have found. You can clearly see the hat in Sylvester's hand, as you do with the hats in the hands of both Fred and Matthew. This picture is not good enough to know if that is a hat in Dwelly's hand or not, but sometimes I cannot help but say to myself how neat it would be to see all of these brothers standing side by side in their suits, with each having their hat in their hand. An interesting footnote to this picture: it was actually inside one of the small photo albums of my mom, which is the same mom who knew and cared less about family history than any of her brothers or sister. At one time I asked her, I said, "Mommy, how did you end up with this picture?" To which she responded, "I don't know.